Hey guys, we're gonna watch some it says Life, I think it's Life Made It, like animated or something. So let's just watch it. This is called Chucky all the movie, but he's telling what's it. Let's do it.
After notorious criminal Charles Lee Ray, nicknamed Chucky, is shot down, he uses voodoo magic to transfer his soul into a good guy play doll, giving life to the tiny toy slasher. This is his evolution and story, animated. In the first film, Chucky sports his classic striped shirt, overalls, and red shoes. It seems the longer he spends in doll form, the more looking he becomes, with bushier eyebrows and a receding hairline. To avoid becoming a doll forever, he realizes he needs to transfer his soul into Andy, the first person he revealed his identity to. Before he gets the chance, he's burned in a fireplace and shot to pieces. In an effort to prove he was never alive, in Child's Play 2, the doll manufacturers rebuild Chucky from his charred remains with larger facial features and brighter overalls. A freak electrical accident brings him back to life, and he continues his search for Andy. Despite upgrading to a knife hand, he's forced into machinery and loses his legs. Still determined, he replaces them with a wheel car, and then gets melted by molten plastic and fed an air tube, exploding his head. Taking place 8 years later, Chucky's leftovers are picked back up in Child's Play 3, but when pieces drip into a batch of molten plastic, he's reassembled and born again. This time with a chubbier, more squished face. He manages to find Andy, but then chooses a new target for his soul transfer. He's ultimately sliced by a carnival attraction, giving him a new two-faced look, and then gets dropped into a giant fan, shredding him to pieces. But in Bride of Chucky, he's put back together again and reawoken with voodoo magic. He now has a less squished face and a prominent widow's peak. Tiffany, his human girlfriend turned doll fiancée, joins him in obtaining a magic amulet with the power to transfer them both into new human bodies. But after some domestic bickering, Chucky gets shot and left in his grave. In Seed of Chucky, Chucky's remains are cleaned up and used on the set of an in-film Chucky movie alongside his co-star Tiffany. This Chucky has blonder hair and brighter clothes. Their long-lost son/daughter finds them and, using the magic amulet, brings them back to life. Then, following a bit of familial disagreement, Chucky gets lopped to pieces by his offspring. Yet, in Curse of Chucky, he's back in one piece yet again. He has darker overalls, paler skin, straightened red hair, and oddly, no more scars. He spends most of his time in a wide-eyed doll form, secretly causing havoc for wheelchair-bound Nika and her family. When she finds out he's alive, Chucky explains that, as a human, he knew her family and came back to get revenge. While Nika gets blamed for Chucky's recent deeds, Chucky makes his way to his old pal Andy's place to finally finish him off. But Andy has other plans. In Cult of Chucky, Chucky is missing a chunk of his head, is bodiless, and chained to a board. Cult also features another Chucky doll, with large spaced-apart eyes and a thicker neck. A recently buried one-armed variation, a short-haired version, but he doesn't last too long, and a Chucky-possessed Nika, who takes off with Tiffany, leaving several Chuckies behind to cause mayhem. And with a rebooted robotic Chucky, an upcoming TV series, and possible Freddy Krueger crossover coming up, it seems there will be no shortage of the red-headed doll anytime soon.
Okay, the next one I wanna do is the Hulk. Right there. Me. Okay, let's do it. And there's a...
Bruce Banner was just your everyday super genius scientist. Then, he was exposed to gamma radiation. And now, when angered, he becomes the lovable, monstrous Green Hulk. This is his live-action evolution. Animated. Bruce Banner first appears in the television series The Incredible Hulk, named David. As he searches for a cure to his Hulk affliction, he's pursued by a nosy reporter. When transformed, he appears as a tall, muscular man in green paint, with an exaggerated brow and a straight-haired wig. After the series, this Hulk would appear in 3 TV movies. In the first, the Hulk teams up with Thor to battle some generic bad guys, and also attempts to make way for a Thor spin-off series, which never happens. The sequel features exaggerated brow and a straight-haired wig. After the series, this Hulk would appear in 3 TV movies. In the first, the Hulk teams up with Thor to battle some generic bad guys, and also attempts to make way for a Thor spin-off series, which never happens. The sequel features a now bearded David Banner, although his beard disappears when he transforms. Together with Daredevil, they take on the crime boss Kingpin, while also trying to create space for a Daredevil spin-off series, which also never happens. In the final film, we see Banner tracking down a spy agency. As the Hulk, he attacks their plane and in the explosion falls to Earth, succumbing to his wounds. Hulk's feature film debut showcases a younger Bruce Banner able to unleash a baby-faced and overly saturated Hulk. He grows larger the day comes, ultimately reaching over 15 feet tall. He goes element-absorbing father, but the government attempts to nuke them both, defeating his father while Bruce survives and makes his way to South America. The MCU reboot opens in South America, where a new Bruce Banner is being hunted by the government. Unprovoked, he is a more yellowish and veiny-looking Hulk, this time scaling to around 9 feet tall. He takes out a DNA-spliced abomination and manages to hide away in Canada, where he tries to gain control of his anger and live in peace. In the Avengers, Banner somehow looks completely different, and when transformed, appears less yellowish and less veiny, with added chest hair, rounder facial features, 5 o'clock shadow, and a more slouched stance. He teams up with his fellow superheroes to save humanity from a puny god. Iron Man 3 features a sleepy Bruce Banner lending an ear to Tony Stark before coming back in full force for the Avengers Age of Ultron. The Hulk now wears stretchy purple pants and has more exaggerated facial features. As he's put under mind control, he attacks random civilians, only to be stopped by Tony Stark's Hulkbuster suit. He then helps take out super intelligent robots and promptly flies a ship into space, despite his girlfriend's pleas to stay. In Thor Ragnarok, the Hulk is now living on the junk planet of Sakaar, sporting a new haircut, an upright stance, and more human facial features. He dons shiny gladiator armor to fight Thor, then agrees to help save the Asgardians from Thor's sister and her pet wolf. They then head back to Earth on their ship. Avengers Infinity War begins with Thanos boarding their ship mid-voyage and facing the Hulk in battle. Hulk loses the fight, and for the rest of the film, Bruce Banner is no longer able to bring out his large green counterpart, opting to wear Tony Stark's Hulkbuster suit to keep up in battle. So how will the Hulk appear in the next Avengers? Maybe a mohawk and leather jacket? Or maybe She-Hulk will take his place. That is, if she hasn't been snapped away by Thanos. If you, like Bruce Banner, go in hiding and still want to access the internet while keeping your IP address hidden from unsavory subjects, well, today's for free. Just go to nordvpn.com/teletanimated or click the link below to get